Hey guys, welcome back. It's been a while since last video update. Today, we are going to review Sovol Sv06 Plus. I pre-ordered it in an early bird price $299 back in February this year. It delivered on early April. Since then, I have been using it for many of my projects. It worked pretty well so far. Sovol Sv06 Plus looks like a bigger version of the Sv06. Yes, it is carried over a lot of parts and design from original Sv06, but there are also a lot of minor differences. It is bigger, faster, and better. At least that's what Sovol stated. The larger 300mm x 300mm x 340mm print size, newly designed high-flow all-metal hot end are two biggest selling points for this machine. Sovol also stated it could reach to 150mm per second printing speed. Sv06 Plus comes with a linear rod motion system. It has a higher speed potential compared to traditional wheel V-slot motion system. On the other hand, it could be a lot noisier, especially during high-speed printing. Instead of 8mm linear rod from Sv06, Plus version comes with a 10mm rods for X, Y, and Z axis. The bearing model are LM10UU versus original LM8UU on Sv06. All bearing seams come with a pre-lubed, which is nice. Also, notice that there are 4 bearings on the printer bed to provide better stability. The step motor on the Y-axis is also larger than the Sv06 due to the increased print size. That is noise level at close distance. And idling. Compared to other printers that I was reviewed, the electricity consumption during idling, heating, and printing. Compared to other printers, Sv06 Plus has a larger printer. It is reasonable for it to eat more food, electricity. I also record a step motor temp during printing, in case someone wants to know it. The temperature has gone up a bit after 40 hours of non-stop printing. The extruder is very much a carryover design from the original Sv06. Direct dry extruder with planetary gear set, full metal hot end that able to reach max temp of 300 degrees. High temperature filament like carbon fiber, ABS should be able to print with this printer. Many people, including me, having problem with the filament on the original Sv06 extruder, especially flexible filament like TPU. Filament also gets tangled around the gear set cause prints fail. For my pre-order unit, it seems to work fine so far. I haven't encountered any issue with the extruder yet. As mentioned earlier, one of the biggest selling points for this printer is higher speed printing. Sovol upgraded the heat block from MK8 style to a larger size one. The height of the heat block increases by 10mm. At the same time, the nozzle length increased 10mm as well. It is worth to mention that this all-new nozzle is not a volcano style nozzle. You can only get it from Sovol at this point. Traditional volcano nozzle will fit the thread, but it will bring out other problems, which we are going to talk about on the final thought. 06 Plus also comes with a 4.3-inch color touchscreen. The touchscreen responds very quickly. There is no visible delay. UI is very simple and easy to use. You could also switch to night mode if you like. Also, someone on Sovol Facebook group has successfully adopted Clipper on this touchscreen. It seems to work nicely. It seems like the 32-bit mainboard with the TMC2209 stepper motor driver is carried over from the original Sv06. And exactly same sensors for auto bed leveling feature. The difference is, this time, the bed leveling feature worked perfectly fine right out of the box. I got very nice first layer after first time bed leveling. There is no limit switch for homing all axes. A feature called sensorless homing is enabled by TMC 2209. You can also adjust sensitive level from the menu. Plus also has single side PEI sheet. With 2 precut slot, it's easier for you to locate magnet bed. Belt tensioner also come on both X and Y axes. There are also 2 additional bearing on top of the lead screw on the Z axis. Filament runout sensor is now come with this printer. Some additional change like a 450 watt power supply. The different material for heater back cable was used. A better string relief mechanism for the cable too. With that being said, let's head to my man cave and do a quick assemble. Let's move everything out of the box. SV06 Plus comes with many pre-assembled parts. We just need to put few components together. It's very simple and should only take around 15 to 20 minutes. All the bolts are nicely labeled by steps as usual. Well done, Sovol. Step 1. Marry the gantry to the base. Be sure you put spring washer on the bolts. There are 2 precut slots on the both sides of the base. Put bolts on the both sides and make sure it locks all the way. Step 2. Put power supply unit behind the gantry. It is easier if you insert bolts first, then find the right spot for the power supply unit. Step 3. Install extruder assemble on the carrier. There are a total of 3 screws located around the edges. It is very tiny and takes some patience. Step 4. Put the filament holder stand on top of the beam. Step 5. Attach screen holder to the base. Step 6. We can now place a mainboard box behind the gantry. Step 7. Connecting all the wires. It is important to switch a voltage setting behind a PSU according to your region. The screen film has not fully removed. I might need to open the case and remove it later. Now let's get some basic calibration done. Feel the tension on X-axis bill. Adjust the tensioner as needed. It should be moved freely without much of resistance, but it can't be too loosened too. Repeat that on Y-axis. My printer comes with a thin layer of rope, but it looks a bit dirty due to transportation. It is better to clean it and apply some new rope on it. Let's start bed leveling. Select Leveling. Printer will start homing all axes. Select Auto Z Align to level a gantry. Extruder will move all the way to the top and make some grinding noise. We can now take a piece of letter paper to do a touchdown first layer calibration. Place the paper under the nozzle and move it back and forth as you decrease the z-axis offset value. Increase the number slowly when you feel resistance from the paper. Be sure to save the offset value on the screen. Your offset value is not necessary to be the same with mine, but it should be a close value around -2. Now we can select auto leveling and let the sensor do the job. Printer will start heating up the bed and nozzle to get a closer condition to the printing. The whole process should take around 4 minutes. You can take a break and get some drinks. After bed leveling, we can go back to the main menu and preheat the nozzle and fill in the filament. Make sure you load some filament to remove all the remaining test filament. Before we start our normal test print object, I want to show you guys some of my prints over the past 2 months. Those prints are come out with only basic calibration in the early of this video. A tool holder that I was designed for this printer. This print looks good overall. However, when you bring it closer to you, you can see unsmooth layer line appears. The hexagon on the back turned out pretty smooth, but layer was not smooth on the side. There is also a lot of debris located inside the box due to the retraction setting. The joints on the right works fine and the door closed nicely. I also convert this toolbox to SV06 version. This print almost takes the entire length of the printer bed. I did not put any brains along the small part. Unfortunately, one of these small parts came loose after 1.5 hours. It seems like there is some issue with the overhang that is not cooling properly. After adding a brain zone, this 18-hour print finally came out. There are a lot of chunky filament bobs around. The print quality is not good, but it will do its job. A stress test was done a couple weeks ago too. This design prototype required 46 hours of non-stop printing. In the end of the day, the stress test was passed, but the print did not. The ribbon cable slanted down and heating apart caused layer shift. At the same time, you can see there is a major cooling issue with this small part on top. And those overhang is just design issue, not the printer itself. Alright, let's go ahead and start our regular test print assignment and see how it does. Some slicer settings other than printing speed was changed over time. As I am knowing more about the printer, some print quality improvement are because of. Let's start with the calibration cube. This filament is a bit wet since I put it in my room for half years now. X side looks nice, Y side looks nice as well, besides this little debris. The top layer looks a bit rough, but when you orientate it 45 degrees to the light source, you can see uneven layer appears on this print. The dimension not okay, due to the first layer. I decrease a bit of my first layer composite and replace with the other filament. This time, this cube turned out a lot better. However, when you place with 45 degrees and go to the light source, again, the layer still looks not good. Let's check out the dimension again. It is super accurate. Next, a benchy was printed. The layer finish looks nice overall. Still a bit stringy due to filament issue. Overhang and detail looks nice too. I tried with the same G-code with a yellow filament. The layer finish turned out even better. Ultra smooth and shining. Even with 45 degrees under the light, still looks very nice. Next, I increase the speed to 150 mm per second with a 1500 acceleration speed. This time, the layer finish still looking good, but there is a minor cooling issue with overhang in the front. The detail finishing still looks nice, but a bit of more cooling issue appears too. I want to test tolerance with this print. The gap between gears are really small. At the same time, the small gear inside have a lot of big angle overhang. So this is a very generally hard print model. It looks alright overall, but when you look at the top of the small gear, the edge was curved. I was not able to break gear apart and make a turn. I printed again with the same G-code after PID and through calibration. There is a minor improvement on top of the surface, but in the end, I am still not able to make a turn. As you can see, the overhang looks really bad on a small gear. An orange PLA was used on this print to print the flexi shark. The lighthouse turned out perfect. The layer finish, detail of the print, and layer adhesion all looks really good. Final thought of Sovol Sv06 Plus. This is not a quick and first impression video. I have owned this printer since April and have been printing a lot since then. It has been working nicely since the first assemble. The only two complaints are uneven layer rendering appears on some print. It seems like it's improved after PID tune and some other changes made to the slicer setting. But the cooling issue is a pain in the butt. If I crank up the printing speed for some small surface area with overhand, it will turn out an ugly putty. Other than that, I am satisfied with the amount of money that I paid for. I have to say Sovol did a good job to fixing existing problems from the Sovol Sv06, like the auto bed leveling, XX twist, dry bearing, heating hot, and more. All the features work nicely and the print quality is reasonable good right out of the box. It is a solid offer for the money. You get a larger size print volume, a lot of features that make it more desirable for entry-level 3D printer. The extruder setup could print film like ABS, polycarbonate, carbon fiber with no issue. It really surprised that TPU works faultlessly on Plus despite the amount of issue with the TPU on the original Sv06 extruder. From a user perspective, the entire assembly and calibration process are dummy-friendly. All the bolts and fasteners are labeled with steps. The bed leveling process is finally in a normal human logical sense, unlike the Sv06. The UI on the screen is very easy to use, and the color response speed of the touchscreen itself does not feel like a genetic toy for 3 years old. It is also capable to print at 150mm per second for simple shape models. The bigger power supply and step motor on y-axis will make sure it will last for a long hour print. At the same time, Sovol has released its source code and a step file for the entire model for the community to continue improving the printer. So you're able to find a lot of good upgrades at this point. However, like all the budget ones, Sv06 Plus is not perfect. The new high flow nozzle and larger heat blocks takes a while to get it work perfectly on my unit. But do you consider this to be an early production unit? It also brings up my many other biggest problem with this printer. The nozzle is not a standard volcano nozzle, it is a little longer than volcano. The M3 thread from a volcano nozzle will match the heat block, but cooling fan will be rubbing on the printer bag, which means you cannot replace a volcano nozzle from Amazon with 2-day shipping. It is available on Sovol's side, but since it is a new product, they are still working on production quantity and supply chain issue with this new product. They are out of order sometimes. It takes very long time to ship to you and a bit pricier. Many parts are available on Sovol's site right now, but if you are not located in the US, it will take a while to get to you. Due to the increased length of the heat block and nozzle, the part cooling fan has a weird look and works not particularly well. Some of the overhang come very poorly, and the location of cooling fan dot make it hard to observe on first layer. The linear rod motion system is still relatively noisier than a wheel and Tesla. The linear rod and bearing are larger compared to Sv06, which is less likely to bend or twist, but the bearing seems a bit cheap or budget one. My unit gets louder after some print. Disassemble, clean, and repack grease on the bearing is still recommended. You may also want to download a cable chain to prevent it from slacking down and destroy your print. The microSD cards are still located behind the gantry. It is hard to reach and get it in and out, but with $299, I decided to suck it up again. It was Sovol 4 years anniversary last month, As a long-time customer, I like how they always have a new budget-friendly, and I bought two of their really first model SV06 with a few months gap in between, and I see some improving on the later unit. Same as the two SV06 that I own, there are such continuous improving culture in their company. As an engineer and a customer, that is something that I really appreciate. The market is growing so fast nowadays, not only them, but other manufacturers. They don't want to get left behind. They have been pushed to bring new product into the market rapidly. It is a good thing as a customer, but it is also a bad thing. They are short in time with testing, the research, and developing their product. The part supply issue with a new product also a big headache. At the same time, they are all going to have a different part design to achieve some of the features. The one MK8 nozzle fits all printers errors made long gone. It is not just for Sovol, anycubic, either gold, and others, you name it. The supply and replace part issue will get better with the time, but when it's fresh released, it takes more than just a patient to wait for the new part to get to you. It is also leading to many problems for wanting to claim. Is it going to be a deal breaker for you for a new product like this? I'll leave it for you. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Baby shut down.